Imagine if I told you that being one step ahead of the competition doesn't necessitate a genius level of intellect or constant effort, but rather a perspective based on age-old knowledge. The concept of Stoicism, which dates back nearly 2 millennia, contains the secrets of flourishing in a disorderly world, not merely surviving it. If you want to know how to outplan everyone else, today we'll show you 9 Stoic concepts. Being cunning does not imply controlling or manipulating other people. Improving your decision-making skills, being an expert in your own life, and moving forward with direction and purpose are all part of it. Whether you're seeking an advantage in relationships, your career, or your personal development, these Stoic ideas will provide it. In addition to a sharper intellect, you will gain a deeper grasp of how to apply these old tactics to your modern life if you stick around until the end of this movie. If you find this meaningful, please subscribe so that we can continue our exploration of the ageless wisdom that has the power to change your life. So, let's go right in. 1. Get control of your emotions. No matter what happens in the world, you can control your thoughts. Come to terms with this, and you'll discover resilience. According to Marcus Aurelius, mastery over one's emotions is one of the most significant advantages one may possess. The Stoics taught us to turn the tables on the tendency to let our emotions control our behavior. Feelings ought to be perceived rather than imposed. To gain mastery over your emotions, you must learn to recognize and appropriately direct them rather than burying them. You keep your cool when everyone else loses it. Persevere calmly when others lose their composure. You are unique just because of this skill. Imagine yourself in a high-pressure situation, such as an argument, a stressful job meeting, or an unanticipated emergency. Those around them look up to the leader who can maintain their composure in high-pressure situations. Stoics like Epictetus emphasized that although we may not be able to influence outside forces, we do have power over how we react to them. Take a moment to collect yourself before responding. Consider whether you have any say in the matter. In 6 months, 12 months, or 10 years, will this be significant? Allow me to explain. Moods influence decision-making. Poor decision-making is more likely to occur when you're feeling angry, anxious, or overwhelmed. Learning to control your emotions is the first step in outwitting other people, particularly when the pressure is on. When you master your emotions, you can see things clearly, make calculated moves, and keep your composure when everyone else gives up. Having command over one's emotions is akin to having superpowers in this day and age of rapid responses and fast satisfaction. It helps you stay rooted and makes sure you never make judgments based on weakness but strength. Remember to take a deep breath, pause, and select your response carefully the next time you see your emotions rising. Doing so will distinguish you as someone who possesses unwavering wisdom in addition to intelligence. 2. Learn to concentrate on what you can change and ignore everything else. This is one of the most important principles taught by Stoics. When applied to your life, it changes everything, even though it sounds easy. The majority of individuals squander their mental and emotional resources preoccupied with intangibles like other people's opinions, the unknown, or regrettable mistakes of the past. Their inability to break free from cycles of worry and frustration is a direct result of their fixation on the unpredictable. Focusing on what you can change gives you an advantage over people who waste time worrying about things they can't. Concentration improves, anxiety subsides, and you make more calculated choices. For instance, you may focus on developing your abilities, organizing your resources, and constructing resilience, while other people worry about politics or the economy. When everyone else is arguing over someone else's actions, you're just thinking about your own reaction. Maximize your productivity with this principle as well. Think about 2 individuals working. One is totally focused on doing a great job at their job, while the other is always thinking about office politics or management issues. Who do you see as the most likely to succeed along the road? Choosing to ignore or disregard the unpredictable does not imply being apathetic. Redirecting your attention toward what truly matters entails liberating yourself from needless tension. It's not about avoiding issues, but rather taking a calculated approach to solving them. Ask yourself, is this mine to manage? The next time you feel anxious about something you can't change. If it doesn't, ignore it. Doing this one little thing will not only help you concentrate better, but it will also set you out from the crowd as someone who is both clear and effective. 3. When faced with emotional, mental, or physical discomfort, most individuals would rather avoid it than face it head-on and grow stronger. They like to stay in their familiar environments and avoid difficult situations. Discomfort, however, is not something to be feared, as the Stoics knew. It is fundamental to development. Embrace discomfort as a tool to build your mind and character if you wish to outsmart others. Let that sink in. When we're uncomfortable, that's when we learn. Whether it's the discomfort of learning a new skill, the awkwardness of having a tough conversation, or the struggle to establish good habits, overcoming these challenges makes you stronger, more flexible, and more capable. People with a Stoic mindset lean in when things get tough, while others run away. This doesn't imply actively seeking out suffering, but rather embracing and overcoming difficulties as they arise. You may teach your mind to endure temporary pain in order to reap greater rewards in the long run by engaging in self-discipline practices like getting up early or putting off gratification. Even physical pain has the potential to impart wisdom. The Stoics' frequent habit of fasting or subjecting oneself to cold weather is a good reminder that you are stronger than you give yourself credit for. Challenging yourself mentally, whether by venturing into the unknown or facing your fears, makes you more resilient and able to keep your cool under fire. Being able to stick it out through pain and even enjoy it is an uncommon quality in a society that values comfort foods so highly. Your fears and impulsive actions no longer hold you back. Turn around and become the kind of person people admire, the kind who can handle anything life throws at them. 4. The Stoics perfected the art of remaining modest while exuding self-assurance. The majority of people suffer from insecurity due to either an inflated sense of self-worth or an underinflated sense of self-worth. But there's an understated strength to confidence that helps people stand out when it's displayed by individuals who can maintain a modest demeanor. A humble person must first be self-aware. It is important for a Stoic to be aware of both their talents and weaknesses. They exude an innate sense of self-assurance and never feel the need to brag or seek approval. Being comfortable with themselves enables people to be receptive, teachable, and flexible, things that other people tend to ignore. They aren't bashful about their skills either. Humble people don't try to bring themselves down. Knowing your value without being conceited is the key. Possessing both qualities makes you likable and worthy of respect. Those who exude confidence without being imposing inspire trust. Consider the consequences in a highly competitive setting. A Stoic does not strive to dominate discussions or exaggerate their accomplishments, preferring instead to let their work do the talking. Nothing is required of them because their deeds speak for themselves. Being humble also helps you learn more effectively. Recognizing your limitations allows you to remain receptive to fresh viewpoints and ideas. Being receptive to new experiences and perspectives helps you develop in ways that egotistical people can't. Humility and confidence are not diametrically opposed traits. Keeping this in mind is critical. They work hand in hand. When combined, they produce a steady, well-rounded person who not only achieves great success, but also motivates others to do the same. When making a decision, use reasoning rather than emotion. Most people let their emotions to dictate their actions when faced with a complex or critical situation. Emotions are important and should never be disregarded, but they have a way of making us act impulsively or irrationally. But logic and reason are the utmost priorities for Stoics, particularly when weighty decisions are at stake. Rather than repressing feelings, this method encourages them to be examined. Consider if your reaction is driven by want, wrath, or fear the next time you have to make a tough choice. On the other hand, am I rationally considering my options? Doing so guarantees that your decisions are based on logic and in line with your principles and aspirations for the future. A clear advantage is your capacity to rely on reasoning rather than emotions. Envision a critical negotiation. A Stoic keeps their cool and plans ahead, whereas others may become angry, defensive, or too enthusiastic. Their dispassionate assessment of the circumstance allows them to make strategic decisions that ultimately benefit the scenario. This rational outlook is applicable in all aspects of life, not only major choices. Applying logic ensures that you maintain control in every situation, be it responding to criticism, resolving conflicts, or managing your time. Overcommitting, getting into pointless arguments, or wasting energy on insignificant issues are less likely to happen. Reasoning does not do away with feelings. It gives it the right perspective. You can acquire a level of clarity and serenity that most people lack by learning to understand and manage your emotions. This skill distinguishes you as an authority in a world where people often act on impulse. The next time you need to make a choice, take a moment to think it over. Be guided by reason, not transient feelings. When you do this, you'll be able to handle life's challenges with ease and grace, making people marvel how you stay ahead of the curve. 6. Be patient on purpose. One of the most valuable qualities one can develop is patience, which is underappreciated despite its importance. Structural patience is exhibited by Stoics as opposed to impulsivity, haste, or the desire for immediate gratification. Things happen in life's own time, and they get that. Those who are patient and deliberate usually reap the most benefits. Patience is not the same as inactivity. It is not about doing nothing when life is thrown at you. Rather, it's about learning to rein in your desires and knowing when to act and when to wait. This methodical approach offers you a leg up because it enables you to perceive the broader perspective, which others frequently overlook due to their impatience. For instance, put money into things like relationships, personal development, or your finances. People who lack patience frequently seek instant gratification, only to be let down or exhausted in the end. In contrast, a Stoic thinks about the big picture. They sow seeds, tend to them consistently, and have faith in the process, understanding that significant results do not come immediately. Conflict resolution is another area where this principle is applicable. Think about a tense debate. A Stoic responds calmly, carefully selecting their words, and waits for the appropriate moment to speak, in contrast to others who would explode in wrath. Their calm demeanor puts people at ease, and they frequently make others feel pressured to keep their cool. A modest power that enhances all your other qualities is patience. You learn to handle adversity with poise and seize chances with discernment. Not only might you get an advantage over other people by being patient on purpose, but you'll also discover inner calm and contentment. 7. Show the way, don't tell. When it comes to Stoicism, deeds speak louder than words. Stoics put an emphasis on leading by example rather than trying to convince, argue, or impress by speech. They are wise enough to know that actions, not words, are what truly matter in influencing others. When you lead a life that is honest, self-controlled, and driven, people take note. Your deeds speak louder than words about your principles. The power of this silent leadership is immeasurable compared to that of any argument or statement. Picture this. You are at work. In contrast to coworkers who wax lyrical about their abilities and aspirations, a Stoic gets things done without fanfare. They are punctual, productive, and composed under pressure. Respect and trust are earned more by their constant acts than by false promises or self-promotion. Setting a good example also has a domino effect. People are motivated to improve their own standards when they observe your self-control. Others look up to you as an example of how to remain composed under pressure. Just by being yourself, you can have a profound impact and provide invaluable direction. This guiding principle stems from the Stoic belief that, although we have no influence over other people, we do have power over ourselves. You can influence the activities of those around you in a roundabout way by watching how you act. And in a world when everyone is too busy talking, this silent leadership style shows that you really live by your principles. 8. Instead of seeing difficulties as barriers, Stoics look at them as opportunities. Life is full with challenges. The renowned adage of Marcus Aurelius, "The impediment to action advances action," encapsulates this philosophy. Obstacles eventually become pathways. Typically, when individuals encounter challenges, they tend to whine, put things off, or simply quit trying. But a Stoic takes the setback and turns it into a chance to learn and adapt. Embracing this perspective allows you to not only conquer obstacles, but also turn them into powerful instruments for your triumph. Think about a blow to your career, like being laid off. Instead of moping over or blaming outside forces, a Stoic would ask, "What can I learn from this? At this juncture, what can I do to change directions, get better, or discover something new?" By changing one's viewpoint, what appears to be a setback becomes a fresh start. Even little commonplace annoyances can be handled in the same way. The opportunity to be patient arises when an appointment is missed. An opportunity to grow is presented by constructive criticism. Stoics lean into adversity and seek to learn from it rather than fight it. Having this attitude not only makes you more resilient in the face of life's inevitable storms, but it also makes you seem unbreakable to others. When people see how you manage to turn challenges into opportunities, they will ask, "How you do it?" The answer is straightforward. Through practice, you've learned to view setbacks as stepping stones on the road ahead. Social media likes, professional awards, and meeting cultural norms are just a few ways that most individuals spend their lives seeking approval. They are easy targets for manipulation and disappointment, since they are always looking for approval from others. On the other hand, Stoics are immune to the criticisms and assessments of others, since they value inner calm above all else. When you learn to be at peace with yourself, you stop looking for approval from other people or things. Neither criticism nor praise can affect you anymore. Being self-reliant has several benefits, one of which is the ability to ignore outside influences and concentrate on one's own priorities. Picture yourself living a life unencumbered by the need for approval. The ability to put one's own values ahead of social pressure and act accordingly. The point is not to disregard criticism, but to examine it through the prism of your personal values. Having a calm mind also makes your connections better. When you stop trying to prove yourself to everyone, you may approach people with genuine sincerity instead of neediness. In doing so, you enrich your relationships and make them less prone to misunderstandings. The world is so focused on outward success and appearances that individuals who value inner serenity are the ones who stand out. They aren't participating in fruitless trends or races. Their demeanor is one of serene assurance, which captivates others around them. By immersing yourself in your inner world, you can surpass all others in intelligence and find a freedom and contentment that few ever attain. In the end, that is the most significant triumph. The Stoic way of thinking isn't about being a show-off or using people to your advantage. Self-mastery is the key. Using these unwavering principles, you will effortlessly stand out from the crowd, enhancing your self-assurance, clarity, and impact. Always keep in mind that the inspiration for others comes naturally to those who are able to tap into their inner strength. If you thought these ideas were helpful, please like the post, share it with someone who could use a new viewpoint, and subscribe for more information like this. Hold steady, maintain your bearings, and, as always, strive to improve. Looking forward to seeing you in the post video.